So we did know that there was expected to be some more Star Wars movies coming out. Another trilogy supposedly was in the works,
Yeah.
and it was I think they actually Disney announced that or at some point said it wasn't going to be it probably wasn't going to be more Skywalker saga. Well,
Hmm.
now it sounds like it is. It sounds like it's all going to be revolved around Rey. So they did say that Rey is kind of their like another keystone character for them. She's really valuable in the MCU or in the sorry in the Star Wars universe,
Yeah.
and so they want to. It sounds like they want to make this next trilogy kind of wrap around her. So that'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
They came out with a statement, or the director came out with a statement saying that like, um, Rey is the most valuable character in Star Wars today. Do
Mhm.
you agree with that statement just off the top of your head?
Uh, I mean, I'm trying to think of other characters right now that I think would be more valuable. I just don't think the story has to pivot on a single character. I think the galaxy is the most valuable. Really, it's built out to where a lot of fun characters can come and go, and you don't really need to hang up on any one in particular. I
Yeah.
think she is a great character, and her especially her dynamic with Kylo Ren, who I think he is my favorite character. That opening scene from that first movie
Of
was
course.
just
Yeah.
nailed it. So I think that the dynamic between the two of them makes for a great drama and a good story and just a lot of fun. But her personally, I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe they're seeing a lot of other fans, requesting more Ray, or maybe she's doing really good in the parks or something like that. Because we
I
know they
see.
have a lot of their movie represented in Galaxy's Edge in
Hmm.
Disneyland. But yeah, I don't know.
I
What
just
about
feel
you?
like I think it's normal for Star Wars to pick somebody to hang the hat on. We look back at the old
Yeah.
ones. We had Luke Skywalker was definitely like while we had such a great band of characters. We all love Han Solo and Princess Leia. It was definitely Luke
Hmm.
Skywalker that was pushing the stories forward. And then when we go to the next one, it was definitely Anakin Skywalker, right? Even with Obi-Wan Kenobi being amazing. And so I think that's what they need. I think they're just trying to find that character. And in the newest trilogy, the sequel trilogy, it
Hmm.
was Rey as well. So I think they're trying to find that character they can keep kind of going back to. That all the stories will come back to Rey's adventures in starting a new Jedi Temple, a Jedi Order. Um, I know one thing that's hard is we compare it to the TV shows, and they even said like the TV shows have a lot more free range, so it's hard to
Hmm.
compare themselves to that. But we have the Mandalorian, and I think even more importantly, we have Ahsoka, which I feel like Ahsoka is the character herself is the proper inheritance to the Skywalker saga than Rey is, because she actually was trained by Anakin, and actually kind of like falls in line to, she worked with Luke. She falls in line with that family line, I think more so than Rey would.
Yeah, I think it's a probably to me I think it's a bad idea to for them to hang their hat on one character. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. And I have two good examples of where this is not done and it's proven very successful is one of our favorite shows, Star Trek or Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah.
Would you say it's a show about a captain on a ship? No, it's about a dynamic crew
No.
with a lot of characters and they each carry their own weight in different ways. And if one leaves and another one comes on, it won't really disrupt the show. It'll change it a little bit, but if they have to kill off Ray and bring in somebody else for some reason, it would derail it if she's the pinnacle character.
Yeah.
But if she's just one of I mean, there's already a lot of very well developed, cool Star Wars characters that they can have them all working together as a team and come and go. What was the other example? I had another one too that was perfect. SNL. If you're a fan of SNL,
Mm.
you don't stop watching it when one cast member, moves on and has a
Yeah.
thriving, career or something like that. It's ongoing, with different members all the time, and they all, help share picking up the slack and everything. So I don't know.
SNL oddly works well because there's a lot of times when veterans come back to do special
Hmm.
cameos, or like right now, Adam Sandler, not Adam Sandler, Sandberg is on there a lot right now,
Oh yeah.
doing bits. So yeah, there are a lot of people who just return for the sake of returning, as an homage to the alumni,
Hmm.
um, and respecting the foundation. So there could be something that with Star Wars as well, to where maybe we do see a Grogu pop up here and there as just a side character. Um, I feel like Star Wars, and it from what we're seeing, because there's like some sources that kind of got leaky and stuff. They're saying that it's just kind of aimless right now. They're struggling to find the line to go forward with. And I
Hmm.
think one of the biggest problems is there are too many people who have voices in Star Wars. I mean, shit, even fans like the toxic fandom for Star Wars is unmatched,
Yeah.
for the most part. Like it's either you're a super fan of Star Wars or you absolutely hate it, and it's like, Why can't we just like disagree and agree and still love lightsabers? I don't understand,
Yeah.
but I think there's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? There's too many people that
Yeah.
are making decisions for Star Wars right now.
So if you were in that room and they said, you know what, we're just going to get one voice, Frank. What do you say? What's the direction of Star Wars moving forward? At least broad strokes. What way would you point it? What do you think should be their, the line that they start following?
Yeah, I think it has to be a post First Order world. I think they're
Hmm.
right in doing that. I think Rey definitely needs to be a part of it, but I also think you need to focus instead of having it being a main character, being the Jedi Order is your main
Hmm.
character,
Yeah.
and then have a band around that. Go to me, I think Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Rey could be your um, Star Lord, sure, but by far everybody loves Rocket Raccoon. People like Groot. People are
Hmm.
there for other reasons as well. And you're right with the Star Trek thing as well. But I think a captain is pretty strong character for the show. Though I think if you were to lose Janeway, Voyager wouldn't
Hmm.
exist. But something like that, right? Yeah, it is very tough. I honestly, if they said, "Hey, Frank, what should we do?" I was like, "Go tell Dave Filoni to have the keys of the kingdom and just do it." He would put Ahsoka in charge and it would be fine. Uh, so yeah, what about you? What would you do if they said, "Hey, which way do you want to go?"
Well, I think like in the older, I mean, everything we've seen before, it's always this balance between good and evil, and this
Yeah,
fight between red and blue or green, or however you want to see it. I think we should explore that gray area in between, and we've talked about the great Jedi
yeah,
and how. So I think it'd be great to see kind of a redemption arc from we've seen like good to evil and evil to good, but one that doesn't really take sides. It's like a good person can do bad things sometimes and they're frustrated, and then a bad person decides, you know what, I need to save people, but I'm saving people that are close to me, and sometimes I have to do bad things to save my people or something. There's
yeah.
a spectrum in there that we haven't really explored the middle ground of, I think.
They have tried that with the Acolyte, and they didn't successfully land that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if they were to given the problem with the Acolyte is they told you pretty quickly that like the Jedi's did bad things for what they thought were good reasons. If they were to have a redemption arc last a lot longer,
Hmm.
you're right on board. Yeah. So if we were to literally see a Jedi fall to the dark side or a dark side person, like give you the simple stuff that Star Wars fans all clearly love, but then show us that redeeming nature over time, I think is probably best.
That was so bad. I actually forgot about the acolyte. It is very new.
Yeah, it's got a lot of good parts. I think the villain in it is fantastic, but yeah, it,
Yeah.
it overall was pretty forgettable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Star Wars is banking on a lot on Rey right now, and it looks like is turmoil within the studio. Hopefully, they just take their time and do it right. We have a lot of stuff actually coming along. We have Kinberg's trilogy, which we now learned is actually going to be focusing on Rey. We have Taika Waititi, Sean Levy working on stuff. There's a Lando series that is still kind of out there. Rogue Squadron series movie that's kind of out there. Who knows what comes out of all
Yeah.
that?
Disney's got money. They know people like Star Wars, so they're just going to keep making content and I think see what the fans like.